Hey nerds, Bevan here. Welcome back to my channel. I promise I have tried to make content in the last few weeks. However, every time I do, the footage just isn't usable, or it gets disrupted, or it gets deleted, or something like that, you know, YouTube problems. But today I am back with a viewer/friend request video. My friend Arnie, aka Nerd Buster, whose channel you should go check out, because it's basically like what my channel is, except American. Anyway, Arnel was like, hey, do a video talking about your slabbed comic books. So that's what I'm doing here today. So I'm going to show you my very small collection of graded comics, and then I'm going to show you a couple that I am going to get graded, and I'll talk about a few that I would like for my collection. Before we get into that though, make sure you like the video, make sure you're subscribed, and go to the comment section below and tell me right now your favorite superhero, and let's see if they're in here at all. So right now I have 5 graded comic books, and I'm going to go through them with you here, kind of like in order of my appreciation for them, of my like of them. Basically, least favorite to favorite is what I'm getting at. So starting off with Astonishing XMen number 13. This is a fine cover. It's great. It goes in my detolf here with my Cyclops statue. Cyclops is right there. The issue with this one though is it's kind of hard to tell on its own, but it actually has a lot of sun damage to it, which is why I actually got it for free from a local collector. But when you put it next to a different one, you can see that the label up top is really faded and distorted. The whole case has a yellow tinge to it, and if you turn it around, you can see crystal clear. So unfortunately, that puts this book at the bottom of my list. Up next though here is Batman 16. This is from, sorry, not 16, Batman 69. Unfortunately, there we go. You can see it a bit better there. It's a really cool cover. It just doesn't really display very well because the light has to catch it in just the right way for you to really see what's going on. This one's a little special too because it's the gold foil, but it just means the back is gold, so I don't know. It doesn't do a whole lot for me. I do plan to get more Batman. This one will be replaced. It won't stay forever. Probably this X-Men one won't either. But for right now, they're really good placeholders. Up next is this SpiderGwen Ghost Spider number 1. It is by Artgerm, who is one of my favorite cover artists of all time, and it is the Virgin variant. If you're not sure what Virgin variant means, it just means that there's no wording on here at all. There's no branding, versus if I grab this X-Men one here, it says X-Men, it has, you know, the Midtown logo, it has some stuff at the bottom, and then the number of the book up top. So this is the trade addressing, this is the Virgin. And the unfortunate part about this is I don't love it. SpiderGwen is one of my favorite characters of all time. Artgerm is my favorite artist of all time, but for whatever reason, the two just didn't click with this cover. It's a great cover, but for whatever reason, just her face, see if I can get close to there, her face just doesn't do it for me for whatever reason. I really couldn't say. Not my favorite Gwen cover, but it's still great to have. As I said, I love me some Artgerm, which is why I have this, which is the Artgerm variant for Absolute Carnage number 1. Carnage is my favorite Marvel bad guy, except for Magneto, who kind of goes back and forth a little bit. But for just straight up villain, it's Carnage. And this storyline was a banger. I loved Absolute Carnage. So if you haven't read it, go read it right now, pause the video, go check it out, and then come back and let me know what you thought. So what did you think of Absolute Carnage? And my final graded comic book, you've seen it before, I've showed it in other videos, is this Ghost Spider number 1 variant from Shannon Mayer. He does beautiful covers, especially female covers, and this one is it's one of my favorite covers of all time. I think he just nailed it. I do need very specific things for SpiderGwen for whatever reason, I don't know. Just I feel not too many artists can really do her justice, but Shannon Mayer, this is friggin' amazing. So that's my current graded collection. I have 2 books right here that I am going to send off probably shortly after New Year's to get graded. The first one is from Jim Lee, who is my favorite comic book artist of all time, and it's Justice League number 1. I think Jim Lee does the best Batman, in history. Hush is my favorite storyline from Batman because the art is just absolutely unreal. And so I have this one here. It's pretty close to a Virgin, but it has, you know, a few words in the barcode and stuff like that. But this cover is gangster. And then I'm gonna get this one to replace my Art Germ Gwen, and it is an Amazing Spider-Man number 15 by Tyler Kirkham, autographed by the artist. And I think this cover is stunning. The colors pop on it, it's beautiful. I think he does a very pretty Gwen, which is what I need, and it just like really shows the attitude and the spunk and the bubbliness that I perceive with SpiderGwen. And then a few of the covers I would really like to get graded that I don't currently have in my collection, at least anymore. I've had most of these, but we're talking about X-Men number 1 by Jim Lee, the Magneto cover. The X-Men number 1, which is like almost 30 years later, by Art Germ, the Marvel Girl cover. Batman 615 by Jim Lee. Another Shen and Mare one, it's the Catwoman 80th anniversary issue. And just recently I discovered this awesome Wonder Woman cover. I think it's from Wonder Woman like 36 maybe. I probably have that number wrong, but here's a shot of it. And that is just, it's about, 6 or 7 minutes of me talking about graded comic books, guys. So let me know in the comments kind of like what you think of my collection so far, what you think I should get. There's lots of characters I want to get and just put on display. Like I want a Flash and a Batgirl and more Nightwing. And for Marvel, I want Thor and Wolverine and Cyclops and Spider-Man. Like there's a lot of characters I really want to get. And unfortunately, we're looking at a graded comic book for something I'm interested in. They're usually, 75 to 150 bucks each, so not super easy to get. But that is it for today's discussion. I'll be back here in a few days talking about my 5 favorite action figures in my collection. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for that one. I'm not sure how I didn't do a real true outro like I do for all my videos. You can tell I'm just out of practice from YouTube. But basically, make sure you follow me on Instagram at BevanBoychuck. And until next time, folks, I'll see you next time, folks.